Good morning. Okay, it's time to let the goats and the pigs out into the big pasture. They can always tell when it's time and they start gathering at the gate. This is what it looks like every morning or every afternoon when I get home from school, because they know it's time to get out. Okay, so my favorites, don't tell the others, but I have two different kinds of goats. It all started with this goat right here. This is Pop. He's the one that also doubles as a unicorn sometimes. That's Crunch. So Pop was the first goat that we got, and the reason that we got him is he was a show goat. So if you know anybody that does the 4-H shows and shows animals, you can show goats, pigs. You know when you go to the state fair and all the animals that are at the state fair. Well, after he was finished at the state fair, he needed a place to go, because all of our goats are actually meat goats. So that means that some people do eat goat. We are not one of those people, but it's, you know, it is. I've never eaten goat, but it does happen. So he came to live here so that he would get to retire in safety, never have to worry about anything. All he has to do is eat and clean up vines on the land. So it started with Pop. So I thought to myself, well, you can't have just one goat, he'll be lonely. So I got him two friends, and that is Snap and Crackle over here. They are a different kind of goat, so we'll talk about the different kinds. But that's Crackle, and that's Snap. So see, I started with Snap, Crackle, Pop. Get it? So then, a year later, the same girl needed a home for this guy when he finished showing at the state fair. And this is, so we had Snap, Crackle, Pop, so we had to keep with the cereal theme. So we named him Captain Crunch, and we call him Crunch. He's our sweetest goat. He's a sweet boy. And then, so then I have four. Probably should have stopped there, but goats are awesome. That's Crackle and Snap. So then I ended up with, next was Kix. So baby Kix, he came from the state fair as well. He was a runt of triplets. So he's just never really gotten as big as he's supposed to. He's supposed to be as big as Pop. He's 3 years old. And so he's kind of like, he's always a little puny, and he's the runt, but we saved him because he was gonna, he did not have a good future if we didn't save him. So baby Kix came. Well, so that put me at 5. So everybody had a buddy but baby Kix, and they were picking on Kix all the time. So for my birthday, I said, all I want is a baby goat. So then I found, from the same farm that Snap and Crackle came from, I got Tater. I mean, he's so cute. He was born, he's called what's called polled. He was born without horns, okay? So that, he was supposed to be Kix's buddy. Well, then the farm, because she knows that I like my goats to be fixed, so she had one that had some health issues that he was going to have to be what they call weathered. A male goat that is fixed is called a wether. So she sent me this goat's picture and said, would you take him? There he is. So I already had Tater picked out, and so Tot came with him. So that means I kind of defeated my purpose in getting Kix a buddy, because those two buddied up and Kix was still on his own. So that's how I ended up with 8 goats, because Kix still needed a buddy. So enter this year my same friend who I got Pop and Crunch from needed a home for this guy. And so that's how Billy the Kid came. And now the farm is full. I have no more room for goats, but they are my favorite and I love them. So let me talk about, see how Pop and Crunch, they're white and they have the brown heads, and Kix and Billy. Okay, those goats, those are all what is called a boar goat. That's the breed of goat that they are. And those 4 were all show goats and they retired here. So they are a bigger goat. Most of the people that you see that have pet goats, they have what's called a Nubian or a pygmy goat. But I went a different route because, well, it all started with Pop. But these guys are like, well, you know what? I've never had a little dog, so why would I have a little goat? Because it's kind of like having a big old Saint Bernard dog or a Great Dane or something. Anyway, this is what they do. They clean up the land. We had a lot of overgrown areas, and they are just steady working, getting it all cleaned up for us. So the boar goats are meat goats, and they were all show goats, and they are called a wether because they are fixed. And then these guys, Snap and Crackle and Tater and Tot, those are all what's called, well, they have several names, but their official name is a myotonic goat. They're also called fainting goats. They also have a nickname of Tennessee leg goat or something like that. I can't, it just left me. But these goats are the goats that if they're startled or if they get scared, they'll pass out. Now, here's the thing. It's really hard to tell what's going to make them pass out, and sometimes it could be me just like casually throwing a water hose over the fence and it startles them and off they go. They'll just topple over and all their legs go up in the air. Some of them pass out easier than others. So, like, it's easier to get Crackle to pass out than it is to get Snap to pass out. I would do that for you, but like I said, they're used to me. They're not gonna pass out for me. But I'll put a video in the links of when they were little and we got them to pass out. So myotonic goats are also meat goats. So some people do eat them, but we have them just to help us clear the land. So no one here is in danger. They just get to live out their days in peace and happiness. Now, I did tell you one last thing. So Tater right here, he was born without horns and he's called polled. But these guys, they were born with horns, but they were removed when they were little because for the show standards, they can't have, the wethers can't have their horns. So I have 8 goats, and let's see, 3 of them have horns, 5 of them don't. And let me tell you, it is not fun if you accidentally get in the way and they hit you with their horns. So here they come. Once one of them gets down something that's green and holds it down, here comes everybody. Okay, so goats are my therapy. They're my happy place. I love them. I can't, if I only had to pick one farm animal that I could have, it would be goats. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll put some links in the comments for books you can read and the names of the goats if you want to learn more about them. If you are interested in 4-H, I'll see if I can find a link that would put you in touch with them. 4-H is a really cool program, especially if you love animals. Okay, tomorrow I think we'll do the miniature donkeys. Stay tuned.